Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So,
Good.
in our last class, we had completed risk management, right?
Mhm. Yeah, we were done with that.
Risk management, and we have to start with procure. Next chapter, have we done anything in procurement?
No. Uh-uh.
No, no, right. Okay. So, today we will be starting with procurement and stakeholder.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, procurement management. Okay, so as you can see, procurement management can be done in three steps. Procurement is basically buying and selling any contractual things which we do in a project, right?
Mhm.
If you want to purchase or acquire services, results, or anything, you have to do procurement. So, most important part of the procurement is contract, right? So in the procurement management, we have 12.1, 12.2, 12.3. Okay. So in 12.1, we will be doing plan procurement. Okay. So plan procurement means, okay. So plan procurement in 12.1 plan procurement, we are going to plan the basis plan the basis on which we are going to do the procurement. Okay, like suppose, let's understand this with an example. Let's say you have a party. If you want to conduct a party at home, some kind of celebration or your birthday party at
Mhm.
home, and you want to call 100 people, 100 people at your birthday party. For this, you are looking for a vendor who can who can do the arrangements for this party. So from this vendor, basically you want 100 sandwiches for a menu, and let's say 100 drinks. Along with that, this is your food requirement, and this is the let's say decoration requirement, that you need some light decoration and music. So this is your requirement. You are decided. So how you will start this procurement? First, you will plan your procurement, right? You will think that what is your budget. So if you want to plan procurement, what will you do? You will first think on what basis, on where you want to search this vendor, right?
Mhm.
First you will think about that, whether you will Google or you will go to the market, right? So you will
Mhm.
think about, in plan procurement we will do these things. Where will you look for vendor? So where we will look for vendor? Okay, after that you will think that on what basis, what is your budget, what is your budget, what budget, what will be your project loss, like what will be your time of delivery. Okay, because all this you need to talk to your vendor, right? Time of delivery, what will be the mode of payment, all these you will think. Then you will think on criteria on the basis, criteria on the basis on which, on the basis of which you are going to select your vendor, right? So criteria on which you select your vendor, right? Then then if suppose you have to put a advertisement for this, so you
Mm-hmm.
will prepare that advertisement. You will prepare the content of that advertisement. You will not flash advertisement in plant procurement. You will just prepare the advertisement. Then you will also prepare, if you are going to sign any contract, you will get maybe you will hire a lawyer and you will get the contract done, right? And after doing after, so all if these all things are the part of plant procurement. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this we are going to do in 12.1. Then in 12.2, which is conduct procurement. Okay, so conduct procurement is where conduct procurement is where you will flash your ads. Okay, so you will flash your ads. Conduct procurements, you will put advertisement on the in the market, like wherever you want. If you want it, if you have any office portal or what, then you will sign the contract, you will finalize the vendor. All this you will do in conduct procurement. And 12.3, you are going to monitor that whether your vendor has said that he will deliver this at 10 a.m. Is he delivering this or not? Okay,
Okay.
so that is monitor procurement. So all these things has to be done where, in the monitor procurement. So all these 12.2, 12.2, 12.3 is all about procurement. So is it clear what we are going to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So 12.1 is about planning procurement. 12.2 is where you are go. See, it is written plan procurement process of documenting procurement decision, specifying the approach. What is your
Mm-hmm.
approach? How you are going to select the seller? You will select your seller, and you will also prepare the documents. Conduct procurement is seller's response, selecting a seller, awarding a contract, and control procurement will means you will monitor that whether he is doing the things or not, and then making the changes according to that. So these are the three basic steps. Now tailoring consideration. So how can you tailor about procurement? So you have to deal with complexity of procurement. Okay, so first you have to see whether if from one vendor, if you are signing multiple contract, then if you are signing multiple contract, then you have to deal with that, how you are going to make different contract, depend upon the physical location of buyer and seller, governance and regulatory environment, availability of contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there available contractors who are capable of performing the work? So all these are tailoring condition. Based on this, you will decide your tailoring contract. Then you have agile environment. So in agile environment, how you do the contracting? So main challenge in agile is that things are changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
After every sprint, you allow your customer to change. So can you think a way in which we can do the contract?
Can I think of how of what?
Yes.
No, I didn't. What was the question?
Question is that how can you maintain the contract in agile if
Mm-hmm.
the requirements keep on changing?
Mm. Well, you put like clauses in the contract of like a range of time, like when things will change, and probably give it a time limit so that you aren't just constantly making changes. Um, like it's upfront. Like you just put it in the contract up front, I would
Yes.
think.
Yes. So you are almost correct. See, when we talk about contracts in agile, what we do, do master service agreement, MSA.
Okay.
In the MSA, you are going to write all the things which are fixed. Fixed means when you are doing here the contract with a
Mhm.
vendor. So fixed things are time of delivery. This is not going to change after every hour or frequently. Mode of
Mhm.
payment. So all these kind of things, mode of payment, quality standards.
Mhm.
Okay. So all these things you can put in MSA. And the
Okay.
things which are changing, you can attach a appendix and you can keep it, so that if there is any changes, you don't have to modify the whole contract, you just have to change this appendix. So
Okay.
this is how we maintain the contract in agile.
Agile.
Okay, try and answer this question.
Mm-mm. What is the primary objective of negotiation? Mhm. Find a win-win proposition for both parties.
Yes, perfect. Because whenever we have to do in such a way that both the parties are happy.
Mhm.
Okay, next.
Okay. Mhm. System for the seller transfer. Clean up the chain. Okay. You have awarded the contract to a seller. However, it was only later that you realized that you have missed a clause for any project. What would you now want to modify? You now want to modify the contract. What is the right way to proceed? Mm, inform. Okay, between B or C.
Between B or C?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, B. If you want to modify the contract, any change in predictive, you
Mm-hmm.
have to go to CCB.
Okay.
Okay, then plan procurement. So in plan procurement, input can be all the documents which you have got till now. Okay, so it can be business charter till whatever we have done, risk register, risk management, everything is input for procurement, because when you are doing contract, you need to see all your planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's understand about tools and techniques. So tools and technique, first one is expert judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So expert judgment, you can take help of an expert. Then market research. Market research is a tool which is used in market research. So market research is a tool where market research is a tool where you are going to go and search, look for the vendor, right? So
Mm,
your first step will be that when you uh, are going to find a vendor. Let's say you are working in a construction company, and there you
mhm,
have to find the vendors who construct the bridge. So what you will do, you will first do market research. Market research means you will see that are there any vendors available in my city who are taking this kind of contract or not. So you can do your market ground research.
mhm,
You can, based on market research, you will get the an idea on price, right? Idea on pricing, a quotation, right? When you,
mhm,
maybe you will do Google search, or you will go to different vendors and you will ask. So you will get a basic idea on pricing. So based on that, you will decide, you will do make or buy analysis. Analysis, make or buy analysis, you is that whether you should make it at your in-house or you should
mhm,
buy the service. Like suppose when you search for a vendor, and if the prices are very high, you can think that, see, if I am in a construction industry, so your company can say that let's set up our own construction department where we have our own 10 laborers who work, one site engineer I have to hire, and one architect I have to hire, and one purchase manager who is going to purchase, decide, do the procurement and all, and one project manager, instead of asking the vendor to provide the resource. Or you can directly give contract to vendor, right? Governments gives the contract to vendor, right? They go and
mhm,
directly flash the ad on portals, and whichever vendor quotes, they are going to give the contract. So being in a construction company, if you want to construct a bridge, so you can directly, you can think on setting up of your own thing, instead of buying from the vendor based on the pricing. So make or buy analysis can be done. How you will do make and buy analysis in risk management? You remember decision tree, make or buy, which is used to take the decision, make or buy, because
make
you
or
have to
buy.
take here the decision. So you can use decision tree. So let's
Okay.
say if you make, so if you make your investment and if you buy your investment, so if you make, you have to give people salary and all. So let's say if you make, the investment is 100,000
Mhm,
or ten
mm,
thousand dollars. If you make it, and if you buy it, they are giving it into 12,000. Now, if you go for make, let's say 60% chances are that, 60 no, actually 80, because most of the time you will be, your department will be available to take any contract, because now you have your own set of resources, right? So let's
mhm,
say 80% chances are to be successful. And here the chance to be successful is, let's say, failure is 20. If you buy, 50% chances are for success and 50% for failure, because you don't know how the vendor will do the work, right? What quality he is promising and what quality he is giving, right? So that's one thing. Now let's say that if it is a success and if it is failure. If it is a success, then what you can do is that, let's say if it is success, you earn $30,000 a profit of 30,000. If it is a failure, you lose $10,000. If it is a success, here you, let's say you earn again 30,000 or 20,000, and if it is a failure, you lose again 10,000. So your net here profit will be 30K minus 10K. So if it is a success, profit is 20K. If it is a failure, 10K minus 10K, that is 0. If it is a success, 20K minus 12K is the investment. So net profit is 8K. And here 10K minus 12K investments. So minus 2K. So let's find the net profit and result. So if you see buy, in buy you will get 80% of 20K, 80% of 20K plus 20% of 0. So that is 0. So 80% of 20K. So 80, 20,000.
16.
16K is your net profit if you buy the service. If you make it, if you hire, oh, for make it is 16K, sorry. First I have done make, so make. And if you buy, let's calculate the buy thing. So buy is 50% of 8K.
Okay.
Yes, 20 and 12,000. Yes, it is 8K. So 50% of 8K, that is 4K plus 50% of minus 2K.
You said 50% minus 4K?
Minus 2K. 12 is the investment, 10 is the profit. So 10 minus 12 is minus. So 4,000 plus, it will come in minus. So minus 3K is the profit. So if you go for make, your profit is really very high. So you can think on it. So like this, you can do make and buy analysis for any of the product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so market research we have done, make and buy analysis. You can use source selection analysis. You can make a list that on what basis you are going to select your source. Source means your vendor or
Mm-hmm.
your buyer. So your seller. So source selection analysis, there can be some project you can where you need to select least cost, right? If suppose your project is where the cost doesn't matter, cost matters a lot. If you are running on the very tight cost deadline, so you will select the sources which offers least cost. If in your project very high quality is required, so you will also check the qualification of the team members of the vendor, right? You will see that architect has a degree or not. So all that qualification can be your one criteria to select your seller. Then quality based or technical proposal score, you can ask the seller to share a sample with you,
Mm-hmm.
work he has done, and based on that you can judge the quality. Quality and cost based, sometimes you can take decision of both quality and cost both. And sole source, sometimes you don't have any option, only one. If suppose in the whole city there is only one vendor who takes a contract of construction of bridge. So you have no choice, you have to give to that vendor, right? So that is source selection analysis. And finally you can do meeting. So any of these technique you can use. Either you can club market research. If make and buy analysis is not required, don't do it. So selection analysis you can do, meetings you can do. And finally, what output you will get is procurement management plan. So procurement management plan is the plan where you are going to write all the procurement related details. So in procurement management plan, you will write your based on your make or buy analysis. If you take this, we have decided to make, right? Because profit is very high. So in procurement management plan, this is your procurement management plan. You are going to write first thing that how are you going to do. You can write make or buy analysis report. So make or buy analysis result is that in this project we are going to opt for make and set up uh, our own team for bridge construction. Okay, then
Mm.
you can write source selection criteria, that I'll be selecting the source based on quality. And you'll mention that at least he should have done 5 bridges. He should have done 5 bridge as a major project with a customer rating of 4.5, 4.5 to 5, 5 being the highest. So like this you can write. Then you can write about source selection criteria, quality, and you can also write that I want qualification, that the vendors, whichever vendor is selected, the architect should have master degree in his field, and he
Mhm.
should have a experience of 20 plus years. So these two are my source selection analysis. Then I will write the uh, mode of payment. Mode of payment plan is for this project is cash, and 50% advance will be done. Okay, and 50% will be done given after receiving the service or product. Okay, so like this I am going to make the plan, and in plan I will also attach the RFI, RFP, and RFQ. These 3 documents. These are known as contract document. Now, the RFI stands for request for information. Information. Now let's understand what is RFI. So all these documents will be a part of plan. Okay, then I will explain all these documents. These are contractual documents. Along with that, you will also mention your procurement strategy in the plan. Procurement strategy. Now let's understand all these. So from the plan, you understand what is make and buy analysis, what is source selection analysis. Now what is RFI? RFI is request for information. When you have to go and search for your vendor in 12.2, okay, 12.2 you are going to search for your vendor. 12.1 you are just preparing the document sitting in the office. Okay, so when you will go to search for the vendor, you will ask for information, right? You will go to marketplaces, you will meet different vendors. Let's say when you go to market, you meet A, B, C vendor. So you will ask them that, see, we are looking for certain projects where you have to construct a bridge, and you will give all the description. So they will say, do you do this kind of project? So they will say yes. Yes, let's say this guy says no. So you will talk with this too. Okay, so request for information is a document where you request for information. Okay, what information? Information about the project. So let's say I not you can go and meet people directly, and you can ask for information, or you can put a ad. In the ad you can mention your small detail about your work, that I am looking for a vendor with 20 plus years experience and a team capacity of 100 people. Okay, for a bridge construction project. Okay, so ads, going and meeting people, emailing people and asking, collecting information that what vendors, how many vendors are there in the market who are going to do the project. This is known as RFI. Okay, this is known as RFI. Okay, so you are going to prepare RFI, and this is your part of the procurement plan, not RFI. Your planning, that what you are going to write in RFI, that is who will prepare RFI. So in plan, what you will write here, RFI will be prepared by, let's say, if you want your project manager, so prepared by project manager Jack. RFI will be in form of advertisement. All this you are going to write in the plan. Okay, RFI is clear. After, now let's say you gave RFI to three people. Okay, three vendor. Out of three vendor, two vendors said that yes, I do it. This
Mhm.
one said no, I don't do this kind of project. I look for certain small construction project. So you leave C. Now you will talk to these two people. Now what you will do? You will request for proposal. What is request for proposal? You will send them a document. In this you will write the details of your project. Now you will, here you just wanted to know whether you want to do you do this kind of project or not. Now you are telling them about all the details of the project. So you will attach SOW, statement of work.
Mhm.
What is statement of work? About details about the work. So you will now write that in request for proposal you will attach a statement of work. And in the work you will write that, see, I will pay 10% of the money in advance, 80% will be paid after work done. Okay, then you can write 10% of the work is done, and 80%, then you will write the mode of payment will be cash. Time, frequency, you will give them that you have to make this bridge in 3 months. There should be a team capacity of 100 people. Your architect should be qualified, should have master's degree. So all the terms and conditions you will write in statement of work. You will make it very, very clear. Let's see, this is the pattern, and you can write the length of the bridge can be 100 meters or 200 or 500 meters long.
Okay, I have a question. So who would I be meeting with to know all of these details? Like how long it needs to be, exactly like how much, um, like how would all of this information come to be?
You will go to the vendor and you will ask. So right now you are sitting in the office and drawing the contract. So you can, how you will know that what kind of contract, you can Google it, or you can hire a consultant, you can hire a lawyer who can help you to write the contract.
Hmm.
This is 12.1 going on, right? So that means you are not giving RFI. I'm telling you the purpose of RFI. But
Mhm.
here, what you are doing, here you are writing the RFI. You are making the advertisement. So what should be the content in advertisement? You can hire a lawyer. He can help you. That is why a tool first we have done is expert judgment here,
Mm.
right? Because we don't, many a times project manager is not a expert in drawing the contract, right?
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
is why you can you can hire a lawyer. He can help you what to write in an advertisement, what to write in RFI. You tell your lawyer that this is my project on the, and you just need to review it. So he'll be doing all the work for you. So RFI is done. RFP, you tell him, he will make a contract. Like home contract we make, right? House rental contract. So we
Mhm.
hire a lawyer. So that kind of thing. So let's say if you have to rent a house. So before renting a house, before going to the customer, you will plan all this, right? You will keep your contract ready. You will keep your advertisement ready. Then only you will start the process.
Okay. Yeah. Because I would think that I would need a lot of information about, what's needed
Yes,
first
yes,
before I would go to a vendor to try to negotiate anything. Okay.
yes. So yes, so RFI is ready, RFP is ready. Now after RFP, you need to prepare one more document, that is RFQ, request for quotation. Now you will send them an email or a document where you will ask them to send the quotation and they will reply back with the quotation. So RFQ, request for quotation, also you can ask your lawyer to prepare. So all these you have prepared, RFI, RFP, RFQ. This is a part of plan. Along with that, you also write procurement strategy. What is your strategy for procurement? Strategy means, in simple terms, long term goal. So see what happens, there are many strategies which is used. Basically these are strategies used in construction industry, but most it can be used in commercial or something like that. So design and build. Let's say you can tell your uh, vendor that, see, I'm going to give you contract, you show me the design, you design the bridge in a certain way, you show me the design, and whatever design I select, you build it, and then I will pay for you. This is design and build. I will pay for the bridge. Okay, this is the usual way we do. Design, bid and build. Design,
Design, build,
bid,
and build.
bid
Oh,
and
bid
build.
and build. Okay.
Okay, like you show me 100 design. Okay, and give me the quotation. We will let's say I have a design. Okay, I want, I will say, just a second, I'll show you. Bridge, if I, let's say I show my vendor that this is my bridge. Okay. I will show to the vendor that see, this is the bridge, it's loading. This is the kind of bridge which I want. Okay, since it is loading, we will discuss. So okay, this is the bridge. Okay, let's say I show to the vendor that see, this is the bridge I can do. I
Mm-hmm.
want. Okay, that is I have already a design ready. I will call 20 vendors or 10 vendors in the bid, and I will tell that bid for this bridge. Those who the vendor which quotes the lowest, okay, and has a good quality and good rating, I will give the contract to that person. And then he can start building. Okay. So this is design, bid, and build.
Design
Bid and build.
and build. Okay.
Then you have another mode which is design, build, operate. Design, build, operate. So in this we say that see, give me certain design, we will fix the price for it. Whatever design I want to make, you build it and make it functional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make it function, let people use it, and then I will, based on the quality and rating, we can discuss the price, right? Let's say I give 30% of the amount as advance, and then I will tell him that okay, rest of the things you keep in, you rest of the things you keep in, 70% I will pay you based on the quality, so you can deduct some money if the quality is not good. Then you have design, build, design, own, operate, transfer. Design, own, operate, transfer. So design, own, operate, transfer is when you fix the design, you own it, you tell the vendor that you own it, keep papers with you, you will be the owner of the bridge. Operate it, and then transfer it to my name. When you operate it, you collect taxes from people, those who are using, and from that taxes you recover your cost. I'm not going to give you anything. Let's say you quoted $10,000 for this bridge, you design
Mm-hmm.
it, own it, you will be the owner, vendor will be the owner, he will make it functional, he will collect the taxes from people. When the tax comes to 10,000, when he recovers his $10,000, then he will transfer on my name. Okay, so this is design, own, operate, transfer. Okay, so these are the procurement strategy which you can, you tell the which you can use. So if you have this kind of strategy in your plan, you can mention it.
Okay. So we
So
have
that,
design, bid, build, design, bid, operate.
Yes,
Design, own, operate, and transfer.
yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so next is output. Here we are getting procurement plan, we are getting procurement strategy, which we just discussed, bid documents, RFI, RFP, RFQ, procurement statement of work, which is the terms and conditions which you are going to use, you which you will attach in RFP, statement of work. Then what next output is source selection criteria. We have talked about buy or make decision. You will get independent cost estimate. Independent cost estimate means by doing the market research you get a vague idea on cost. You make up your mind that okay, I'm going to look for vendors for construction of bridge construction, so I'm going to look for $10,000. I think this is the apt budget which I should keep for this project. And if there is any change request, you can put it, and it is the same way. Go to CCB change request. Like if suppose you have made RFI and now you want to change something in RFI, go to CCB, tell your senior manager that you want to change all this, and based on that you can do the changes. So this was about plan procurement.
Okay.
Then
Not bad.
comes, try and answer this question.
Mm, okay. You are the project manager of the website development project. There's a requirement of payment, API integration for your website. This is one time. You figure that it will be easier to contract this work out rather than hire a couple engineers for in-house development. So you decide to outsource this work to a third-party vendor. What tool did you use here? Hoo hoo hoo. Okay. Um, this source selection criteria.
Make or buy analysis. You decided
Mm,
to outsource this work,
oh,
right? That means you decided not to make but buy. So this is
okay.
make or buy analysis. Source selection criteria is that I will select my vendor on the basis of qualification, on the basis of price he quotes, on the basis of sample quality which he gives. Okay.
Okay.
Next
Yeah.
is 12.2 conduct procurement.
Okay. One
So
second. I need to get some tissue. Give me 1 second.
yeah, yeah.
Alright. I kept sniffling. I was like, I have to blow my nose. Okay. So just like in reference to that last question,
Yes,
because we were just trying to figure out which option, like to stay in house or outsource, make or buy. That's why I
yes,
was make or buy. Okay.
yes. Because in make and buy, let's say if you take
Mhm.
the birthday party example, if you go to
Mhm.
many vendors and if they are charging less only, then you will say that why to make at home. Let me outsource this, right?
Yeah.
That is make or buy analysis. Whether you have to buy or you have to make. So here in this question, it is clearly asking that you figure out that it will be easier to contract this work or rather than hire a couple of engineer for in-house development. So either you should hire your engineers in-house and
Mm-hmm.
do the work, or outsource this. You decided to outsource this to a third party. So this is on the basis of make or buy analysis.
Okay.
Okay, now next is, now your plan is ready, your documents are ready, so you will start
Mm-hmm.
conducting the procurement. So while conducting the procurement, as you said that we discussed that project manager is not always uh, an expert on procurement, so you can take expert advice. You will flash advertisement about your about your contract. So now
Mm-hmm.
it is a time to float RFI. How you will start conducting procurement? You will first float RFI by reading your advertisement. Vendors will contact you. Let's say these three vendors reach out to you for the information. They, by reading your information, they say that yes, we are interested to do this project. So share some more information about the project. So you will send to all these three people request for
Mm-hmm.
proposal. Request for proposal has statement of work which has details about the project, that what time I want delivery, what is, how long is the bridge, what will be the raw materials required, what qualification and expertise is required by us. Okay, how many days, what is the schedule of the project, what is the budget of the project.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will be, each and every minor detail about the project you will share to whom? This A, B, and C. They will read your proposal. Okay, and based on that they will check that whether they have, suppose in the statement of work you have written that they require 100 laborers. They are doing this project, but if they don't have 100 laborers, they will not go ahead with your work, right? They will not apply. So when you send a request for proposal, you tell your uh, vendors that, see, the request for proposal is a written document, right? So you might have some confusion, some question to ask. So I am keeping one pre-bid conference. You come and attend this pre-bid conference and ask me if you have any doubt regarding statement of work.
Okay.
Okay, and if that doubt is if you have any doubt, ask the question, clarify all your doubts, then send me a proposal. So let's say that after reading the proposal and attending the pre-bid conference, sees things that the vendor see things that his company is not enough to take the project because they don't have that large capacity. But these two agrees. So now they will send you a proposal. For request for proposal, they will reply you back with a proposal. In that
Okay.
proposal they will write that yes, you require 100 people, we have 100 people in the team. Out of these 100 people, 80 are laborers, 5 are technical leads, and all that they will give the breakup. Then you are said in the statement of work that you will pay advance money 10%. So they will say that yes, okay, we are ready with that. Okay, you have said that mode of payment will be cash. So they will say that yes, we accept cash. So like that, based on your proposal, whatever you have clarified, whatever you are asking for, they will reply for it. And then you will request that okay, work is okay, you we agree on it. Now you will request them to send the quotation. So they will send you price. Let's say vendor A gives you $10,000 quotation. Vendor B gives you 15,000. So you will check the rating that okay, his rating of work is 4.9, his rating is 4.2. So let me go with this vendor. So like that, based on their pricing quotation, you will choose, and then vendor A has been selected. You will ask him to sign the contract. Procurement is done. So that is why here proposal, evaluation, negotiation, and your output is selected seller. Seller has been selected, agreement has been done. If any
Mhm.
change request you want to do, you can do it. Let's say in the vendor said that, see, please consider my request. You have written 10% advance, make it 15%. So what you will say that okay, I will make 15% for you, then you will file your change request and you will ask your senior manager that see, I have got a very good vendor, can we make it 15% for him? So such changes can be there. So that is
Okay.
why change request, if changes, you have to do changes here in many plans, associated
Mhm.
plans. So you will do it. And this is conduct procurement. And after conducting the procurement, you are going to manage the procurement, monitor the procurement, and control the procurement. So now you have,
So that's 12.2, right?
yes, 12.2 is over. So now you have, if we reach to 12.3. So in 12.3, again, expert judgment, claims administration. Claims administration is that whenever, see what happens in certain terms and conditions, when the uh, contract is signed and vendor has started the work, then you are doing control procurement. Let's say there is any disagreement. Okay. So if it is not settled in house, it can go to court, which can lead to brand reputation, damage to the brand reputation. So that is why claims administration says that whenever you have any claim, any disagreement, sit and resolve together. Do performance review of the vendor, check that whatever he has promised he is doing. Check on value analysis, calculate his CPI, SPI, which we have done in cost management.
Mm.
And on the basis of that, if he is not doing good, give him a warning. And then check his trend, how he is doing the work. Conduct a surprise inspection and audit. And if everything is doing going fine, okay. If it is not fine, you give a warning. You sit and discuss with your vendor what is the problem. Do the root cause analysis. Do a root cause analysis. And after root cause analysis, if you find that there is change which is required from vendor side, and if you think that change is valid enough, go to CCB and get it changed. If not, tell him no and tell him to improve his performance. So this
Mm.
kind of control procurements you can do, and output will be closed procurement. Once everything is done, close the procurement. You will get work performance information. Procurement documents will be updated. Any change request required, you can go to CCB and you can update your plan. So this was all about control procurements. After controlling the procurement, we come to the end of procurement management, but there is one very important topic, that is
Okay.
types of
Mm.
contract, which we have to learn in procurement management. Types of contract. So in types of contract, we have three types of contract. First one is fixed price contract, where buyer and seller agrees to a fixed price. Let's say we are the buyer and I have a seller who has agreed. We have done signed the contract right here in 10,000. So let's say we have signed a contract for bridge construction $10,000.
Fixed price
Okay,
contract.
this is the fixed price. Okay, now he has signed the contract. Now there will be no discussion on the price because price is locked, right? So this is fixed price contract. In this contract, seller is at risk. Seller is at risk. Seller is at risk because, see, if he signs the contract and if tomorrow or after 3 days, if the price of raw materials goes high, who is
Mm-hmm.
at seller? Buyer is not affected because even if price go down, then also he has to pay 10,000. Even if price goes up, then also I have to pay $10,000. But seller, if price goes high, he will get 10,000, but he have to spend more. His profit margin will decrease, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is fixed type of contract where seller is at risk. There is another type of contract called cost reimbursable contract, where in the cost reimbursable contract, your vendor, in the cost reimbursable contract, let's say that what you have in the cost reimbursable, you can have like your buyer and seller. Your seller will not give you exact, he will give you a rough estimate. He says that I can do bridge in 10,000 to 15,000. So buyer gets a rough estimate of the price, and after making the bridge, let's say the seller gives a bill of $13,000. So you have to pay based on actual cost. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here who is at risk? Buyer is at risk. Okay. Like when we go to a restaurant, okay, we see the pricing list, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
a rough estimate, right? Now taxes they will add, right? And if you get a rough idea that in a coffee shop, if you go and order a coffee which is, let's say, of $15, so you get an idea that okay, I have to pay $15 here, but there are other charges. $15 is this handling charge, $1 delivery charge, or taxes, $1. So it comes to $17. So you have to pay 17 on the based on actual bill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are at risk, right? Buyer is at risk. How much will be the bill? Seller is not worried because he has to give the bill and you will pay on actual bill. Okay. So this is
Mm-hmm.
cost reimbursable contract. Next type of contract is time and material contract.
Mm. That doesn't sound like that'll be too different. Time and material.
Yeah.
Material.
Time and material contract. So in time and material contract, what happens that in time and material we are going to have like let's say if you want to hire resources, so let's say they take for one resource 1 day, 1 day cost is $100. This is
Mhm.
fixed. Now it depends on you how many days you want to hire. Price will be based on that. If you want to hire one resource for 10 days, the cost is $1,000. If you want to hire two resources for 10 days, if your project is for 10 days, so it will cost $2,000. If you want to hire five resources for 10 days, cost will come to $5,000. So this is fixed, this is variable.
Mhm.
So here both are at risk. Both buyer and
Buyer and seller.
seller
Hmm.
at risk.
So,
Because if the price fluctuates, both are affected. Right? So this is time and material contract. Now types, there are subtypes. So in fixed price contract we have three types, three subtypes: A, B, and C. So in fixed type of contract, you have first type is firm fixed price. Firm fixed price, where there is a contract between buyer and seller that look, I will construct the bridge in 10,000, and this is the amount we have signed on it. Okay, so this is agreed. This is firm fixed price contract, which is a general fixed type of contract. Next is fixed price with economic adjustment. Fixed
hmm.
price economic adjustment. So in fixed price with economic adjustment, you say that okay, I'm signing the bridge construction project in 10,000, in $10,000. Okay, and bridge construction $10,000, and I will add a clause that see if the raw material price increases, material price increases, I will pay you 5% extra. Okay, so
Hmm.
that this means $10,000, 5%, $500. So $10,000 is fixed, and if price fluctuates, I will make $500 extra.
That sounds like a good option.
Yeah, yeah, because see, if you push your vendor in this contract,
Mhm.
there is no win-win situation. He might give you a ditch in between the contract because he is not happy, right? He is
Mhm.
really unhappy when the price fluctuates. So in that case, if you do put this type of clause, it will be easy for both of you. You get the fixed price, and if the raw material price increases, you can pay 5% extra. So win-win situation for both. And third type of contract is one more contract that is known as fixed price plus incentive fee
Mhm.
with incentive. Okay. So here you say that, see, if I will give you actual money. So here, what money you have to promise is actual money is fixed price which you have to pay plus motivation fee and incentive fee. Like here, we can make it a fixed price. So this is fixed price with incentive. So let's say I tell my vendor that, see, I'm going to pay you 10,000, which we have discussed already, right? If you deliver everything on time and if your behavior attitude of your team is very good, I am going to pay you $500 as motivation fee. This you promise, okay? And then you say
Mhm.
that, see, if every people in the team likes this, and if you do a really good work, and if we are able to earn profit because of your product, so in that case we are promising, let's say 80/20. You will get 20% share of the profit. I will get keep 80% with me. So in that case, uh, let's say vendor gives you a bill of 10,000, so you have to pay 10,000. You have to pay motivation money, but the cap 20%, let's say, e- every time he is getting 20% as an incentive, right? Every year on year, whatever profit we are giving. So we can say that,
Mhm.
if I am putting a capping of uh, let's say 20K. This is the maximum I will pay you. Means if I earn a profit of, let's say, 2,000, so out of 2,000, I have to give you how much? 20%. So means $400. So 10,900. 500 this and 900,
Mhm.
400 this. So
4.
10,900 is the bill which you have to pay. Now let's say if you earn a profit of $100,000, then 10,000 plus 500 plus 20% of 100,000. So here you have to pay him 20,000 extra. So the will come to 10,000, which is the actual, 500 motivation fee, and
Mhm.
20,000 incentive. 00503, 30,500. But your capping is 20K. You have kept a capping. That's, see how much, if whatever I earn the profit, I'm not going to do keep on increasing your increment. Maximum your price will be 20K. So even if his incentive calculation is coming this, he will get how much? 20K. So keep always remember to add a capping. Okay.
Mhm.
Even with fixed price, if you are promising an incentive, otherwise
Mhm.
these things become painful in later stages.
I
So
see.
yes. So next is after fixed price incentive. So these were the three types of contract in fixed price. Now we
Mhm.
have three types of contract is in cost reimbursable. So in cost reimbursable, you pay on the actual bill, right? Like I gave you restaurant example. So
Mhm.
here you have, first type of contract is cost plus. fixed fee. Fixed fee. So if your vendor come and says that, see, I bridge I can do in 10,000, but you keep a range of 10,000 to 15,000. So you tell the vendor that, see, if you uh, do the contract, if your approach towards the bridge is towards the project is very high, if you give on time delivery, I will pay you motivational fee of $200. So now your money what you have to pay is, money paid will be 10,000 plus two, if he gives you bill of 12,000, let's say, and your motivation fee you have to give, so 12,200. This is cost plus fixed fee. Then next is cost plus award fee.
Cost
Award.
reimbursable.
So in this, let's say your vendor gives you a rough estimate of 10K to 15K.
Mm-hmm.
So he, after completing the project, he gives you a bill of 13K, let's say. Okay. So you will say that that I will pay you only 50% of the money. Rest 50% of the money would be paid after 3 months using the bridge, and based on the rating, so that, so you can make it 50% of 13, 6.5 and 6.5, right? So 6.5K you can pay, and rest 6.5K you can hold on, and after 3 months, based on the quality, you can pay him. Let's say if his quality is not good, you can pay him 6K. Cut the money. So cost plus award fee. And the last one here is,
But the second one was called what? Cost plus award fee.
yes, cost plus award fee, where you are saying that, okay, I will based on your rating, I will pay you. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Next is cost plus incentive fee. This is same as fixed price incentive fee, where you added capping. Here you don't add capping. So let's say that if your vendor has given you a rough estimate that he will do the bridge construction in 12K. If he gives you actual bill of 13K, and if you have promised him profit of 80-20 ratio, means 20% it will be his and 80% will be yours. So his actual bill is 13K, and motivation fee, let's say you have promised $500. So how much money you have to pay in this case? So money paid. It is cost reimbursable. So actual bill you have to pay 13K. Motivation fee plus incentive. How you will decide incentive? His estimate was 12K, but he has given 13K bill. So 12K minus 13K, 20% of that. So this comes to 13,500 plus this comes to minus 1,000, means he has given a loss, right?
Mhm.
2,100. So 13,500 minus 200. So 13,300 you have. If he, there is another case. If he promised, he gave you a rough estimate of 12K, And if he gives you a bill of 10K, let's say, then what money you have to pay? Money paid will be actual 10K bill, actual bill 10K, 500 motivation fee you have promised, and 20% of what? 20% of 12 minus 10, because there is a profit of 2000. 10,000 plus 500 plus 20 divided by 100 multiplied by 12 minus 10 is again 2000. 12K minus 10K. So 10,000 plus this will be 400 plus 500, 900. So 10,009. This is how you have to share the incentives.
Mhm.
Okay. So this was type of contract. Next is stakeholder. Chapter 13. The last chapter of Pinbox 6. Chapter 13, stakeholder management.
Okay.
Stakeholder management. So in the stakeholder management, again you have 4 steps. Identify stakeholder, plan stakeholder engagement, manage stakeholder engagement, monitor stakeholder engagement. So identify stakeholder is where you are going to identify the stakeholders who all are people who are going to participate in your project. Then you will plan that. Okay, how you decide? Let's say you have a party at home.
Mhm.
How you define the stakeholder? What is the first step? You decide your guest list. Your guests
Mhm.
are your stakeholder. Who all are stakeholder in the party? Guest, then host, then vendor, food. If there is some working staffs who is serving food and who is
Mhm.
like that, so staffs will be your stakeholder for the party. So first, what you identify the stakeholder. Whom should we call in the party? Who all will be there for hosting? Which are the staffs who will be working? Right. Then
Mhm.
you plan their engagement. Engagement means when you will call the guest, at what time,
Mhm.
which activity you will call. If there is a cake cutting, whom you will call when. Okay, maybe your all close ones you will call and near the cake, and rest of people will keep on sitting, right? So like this you plan the engagement, right? After you're planning the engagement, they will come to your house, then you have to manage them
Mhm.
as per your plan. And then if there is any changes, you have to control. Right. Let's say you didn't plan that there will be certain guests who will get overdrunk. So you have to monitor and control that. See, I don't have arrangement for that. So if anyone is drinking one and after 3 glass, you can keep an eye on him or her. Right.
Mhm.
Like that, you can. So you
Yeah.
have to identify the stakeholder for your project first. You have to plan their engagement, that okay, these are the person. If in my project I have a graphic designer, which meeting I have to call him, which meeting I will take his daily status, his work status. So everything you will be planning, and then you will manage them, and if any change required, you will monitor and control them. So this is what you have to do in stakeholder management. So
Okay.
in the stakeholder tailoring condition will be, if you want to do any changes, stakeholder diversity. What is the culture? Like when you call the guest, right? You think that who all are vegetarian, who all are non-vegetarian. Based on that, many decision you have to take. So everyone is diverse. So based on that, you have to decide your project. Complexity of stakeholder relationship, communication technology. Okay. Consideration for agile adaptive environments. Project experiencing high degree of change, active engagement, and participation with stakeholders. So in agile, what happens? We call our stakeholders after every sprint. After every sprint, we call our stakeholder in sprint 3. After every sprint, we engage our stakeholder, we take the feedback, right? But in predictive, what happens? Our stakeholders, our customers are basically at the end. At the end, we call our customer to see the product, finished product, and give the feedback. But here, after every step, we call them. This is difference between agile and predictive. Okay, then identify stakeholder. So if you see in the identify stakeholder, input will be all the documents which we have got till now. Expert judgment, you can take help of an expert. You can run questionnaires and surveys. Who all can be there in the project, right? Like you can share the project details, that the design used in this project will be 3D. So you can give the name of three graphic designer, Jack, Joseph, and
Mm,
Kate. Who will
Justin.
people will select them, right? See how many people vote for Joseph, how many. Then again, for let's say if you want to select vendor, you can give the option for the vendor, vendor A, vendor B, and vendor C. You can also mention few details about the vendor here, so that
Mhm.
people can select. Like this, you can select your stakeholder. Then you can do brainstorming. If not questionnaire, you can do brainstorming. You can talk to your team and discuss with your team. Then stakeholder analysis. Next is stakeholder analysis. See, you will analyze that who all are stakeholders, who are going to participate in the project. So what happens is, stakeholder means anyone who is affected by the project. Now they, let's say if you are conducting a party in your house, or it's your mother's house, let's say, or it's your any of your relatives house. So your mother automatically becomes stakeholder, right?
Mhm.
Because she will be affected by the party which is going on in her house, right?
Definitely.
So
Mhm.
yes, so that is why if you see the stakeholder analysis, interest, any person who is interested and affected by the decision can be
Mhm.
your stakeholder. Any person who has legal or moral right is your stakeholder. Like I told you that if you are conducting a party in someone house, legally, if the house is of that person, he is your he is automatically, he or she becomes the stakeholder, right? Like
Mhm.
if you get a contract of a municipal in any society, if you have to build a bridge, so municipal corporation and government automatically becomes your stakeholder. Ownership, the person who is owner of the property, he or she becomes your stakeholder. Knowledge. If there is any person who is specialist of any project, you can consider him as a stakeholder. Contribution. The person who gives the fund is your stakeholder. Okay. So stakeholder analysis is this. Try and answer this question.
Mm-hmm. Companies that change. They should be dedicated to the purpose of reviewing and evaluating changes submitted for all projects. Which of the following best describes an individual or group that can request a change on a project in a situation where the project sponsor is a member of the CCD? What? Hold on. Companies are reviewing. Okay. Which of the following best describes an individual or group that can request a change? Ooh, this is tough. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm
Who
leaning
can
to,
request? Any of the stakeholder
yeah,
can request a change.
yeah. That's what I was like. I'm leaning towards that, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if everything will have to go through
So
the project
anyone can
manager.
ask for a change, request for a change.
Okay.
Decision is in the hands of every project sponsor, team, and team manager. Okay, then you have to, when to identify stakeholder, there was a model given which is known as salience model and power grid model. So first we'll study power grid model.
Ooh, excuse me.
Power grid model. So they categorize the stakeholder on the basis of power and interest. Okay, I can put four blocks like this. Okay, so this is power and this side is interest. Power and interest. So if this side is low, this side is high. This is low and this is okay. So high and low. So in this case, this blue block gives you high power because in power zone it is on highest side, but interest zone it is on lower side, low interest, right? But if you see this green block, high on power side and high on interest side. So high power, high interest. Then high interest and this it will be low power, right? This will be low power, low interest. Any doubt in this category?
No.
Okay. So now let's say you have these people in your team. sponsor, program manager, project manager, graphic designer, typist, mm, and let's say a coder, a tester,
What's a
ad
typist?
sorry, who just type the content,
Okay. Okay.
do the typing. Okay, admin staff, okay, customer, a vendor. Okay, so where you will put sponsor? Sponsor we will put in high power, low interest, because sponsor has very high power to change. He is giving money, but he is not going to come every day and do the project work. So he is
Mhm.
least interested in project work. So sponsor I have categorized. Program manager. He is high power, high interest. He is for a particular project, right?
Mhm.
So he has to do project work. Sorry, program manager. Program manager. Project manager himself, he will put in high power, high interest.
Mhm.
Graphic designer, you can put in high interest, low power. He has lot of interest in doing the project. He wants to grow, but he cannot change anything in the project. He is not a decision maker. Typist. Typist, you can put, sometimes typists have low interest also. So low power, low interest. Coder tester, I am putting here high interest, low power. Then you have admin staff,
Mhm.
and then customer and vendor. Customer, we can put in high power, high interest. Vendor, high power, high interest. So, like this, you have to categorize. Now, this is your category. Now, those people who are here, keep them satisfied. Just send them status of your project work. They will be happy. Okay. Those who are here, engage them closely. Every day, call them for the meeting, talk to them. These are high engagement people because they have high interest, high power. Now, graphic designer, tester, high interest, low power. Keep them informed, or you can say keep them informed about every project decision, because they have high interest. If you don't inform them about the steps of the work, they will lose their interest. And admin, be watchful. Okay, be keep an eye on them, that whether they, because they are low power, low interested also, so they might affect your project, they might ignore the project. So this is power grid model. Okay, now you can also use salience model to categorize the And okay, so these are three. This is power, power, urgency, and legitimacy.
Mhm.
Power means ability to influence the project. Urgency means urgency to get the work done. And legitimacy means decision maker.
Power.
Urgency, legitimacy. So I'm putting power as 1,
Mhm.
legitimacy as 2, and urgency as 3. So those have power. We call only power. They don't participate in anything. We call them as dormant. Number 1. Number 2, they only take the decision. That is why they are known as discretionary.
They only do what to the decision?
Decision about the project. I'll give you example, it will be clear. Okay, then demanding. Third is the people, those who always keep on demanding the work, then it is urgency. Okay, then you have fourth, power plus legitimacy. Fourth, this area.
Okay.
Such people, those who have power also, and they have decision making power also, dominant. Fifth is power and urgency. Those who have power also and they want everything is urgent, they are known as dangerous.
Mm.
And sixth is a combination of all three: power, urgency, legitimacy. They are known as dependent. Okay. And seventh is, sixth, we can name this. Not all. We can six. This is left, right? So this is urgency plus legitimacy is dependent. Those who have urgency and those who are decision maker, they are known as dependent. And seventh is combination of all: power, urgency, legitimacy. We call them definitive. And eighth one is non-stakeholder. Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Yes. So now we have to decide based on vendor. Let's say you have a sponsor called Jack. Okay, he has 80% of shares in the company. Okay, and he invests the maximum, but he doesn't take any interest in the project and any decision. We can call him dormant. Is it clear?
Yeah, because he said he doesn't have any interest, right?
Right. Neither he is urgent. He is less scared about anything. He just has maximum stake. He gives money and he wants his profit. It can be from any project. He doesn't says that I want from the company, I want profit from this project only. That is why he is interested. No. He says that this is my 80% money. I am paying, give make $80,000. If I'm investing, make it $160. I am happy. So you will
Okay.
categorize some such in dormant. Then you have Joseph. Joseph is a person who does not have maximum shares, but he is a good investor in the project, and so he does not have that much power like Jack, but he is one of the decision maker, so we can keep him discretionary. Okay, in the second one. Then here we have Katie. Katie is our customer. She is always showing an urgency to get the work done, right? So I'm saying Katie is demanding. Okay. Then power and legitimacy. Let's say you have Jubel, who has who invests lot of money in the project and also comes and participates in decision making. So power plus legitimacy, he is both. So we call it as him as dominant. Then we have fifth one. This is fifth. Power plus urgency. Like let's say you have senior program manager. Senior program manager is has power also, and he wants the work also urgently, right? He
Mm-hmm.
demands about the work also. So you can call him dangerous, but don't tell him that he is a dangerous stakeholder. It's just your category. Okay. Okay. Then sixth is dependent. Urgency, and this is your team. Your team wants to get the things done urgently, and they have decision making power also, or you can say any technical lead. Technical lead has decision making power and urgency, so you can keep him in sixth. Sixth is what? Dependent, because you are dependent for work on these people, right? Then you have definitive. Those who have power, urgency, legitimacy. Project manager himself can be definitive, right? And non-stakeholder, if you have all your competitors in the market, they are competitors in the market are non-stakeholder. Okay, they are not the stakeholders of your project. So these are two very good models which is used. There is one more model. If you don't want to use power grid, you can use this model. This is upward, downward, sideward, outward. Upward will be all the people, those who have higher designation, like projects. If you are project manager, program manager, general manager, sponsor, CEO will be upward. Downward will be your team. Outward will be your vendor, customer. Sideward will be your colleague, manager. So based on that, you can categorize your stakeholder. So this is 13.1. So we have done stakeholder analysis, document analysis, stakeholder mapping and presentation meetings. Just now we did stakeholder mapping by power grid model, salience model, and upward, downward, sideward, outward. So finally, what you get here as a output, stakeholder register. Stakeholder register means what? Stakeholder register means that you will get a list of all the stakeholder which who are going to participate in your project, their contact number, their address you can add, and that will be your holder register. Any change request you want, you can file it. So
Mhm.
after identify stakeholder, next is 13.2. You have to plan stakeholder engagement. You have to plan whom you will call when and who all are the stakeholder who is going to participate in your project. Before that, try and answer this question.
What are the dimensions measured on a stakeholder grid? Interest and power.
Okay. Interest and power. Yes.
Mhm.
Next.
Okay, so while managing a software upgrade project for your company, you realize that your sponsor has high authority in decisions but low interest. High authority, low interest. What stakeholder management strategy would you employ to ensure the sponsor's continued support? Hmm. High authority, low interest. Mm-hmm. Probably keep probably keep him in. Mm,
Keep them satisfied.
mm, okay.
Okay. So next is plan stakeholder engagement. So this we can do tomorrow. Stakeholder engagement planning, and
Okay.
tomorrow we will complete stakeholder management, and we will start with our agile practice guide. So most of the part of agile practice guide we have completed in schedule management, product owner, and also whatever is new we will do that. And then we will 2 hours it takes to complete Pimbox 7th edition, because it is same as Pimbox 6, only whatever is the new point we can discuss. So I think tomorrow and next week Saturday, so next week Saturday we will complete our course.
Oh, done already.
Yeah, so that we can next week Saturday, if you come, we can discuss how to fill the form and all, so it would be easy for you.
What to apply?
Yes,
Apply
when
for
you
the.
apply, yeah,
I already
yeah.
did it.
You applied for it
Hmm.
and you have booked the exam.
No, so I forgot her name, but I had already started to like register for the site, so she registered for me and applied.
Okay, she
Um,
registered and applied for you, and okay, so everything is done, right? Okay, then we can meet next, and we can discuss that how to give the exam, and even Pimbox 7 will be left tomorrow. We I don't think we will be able to complete Pimbox 7 fully.
okay,
Okay, so we will complete tomorrow. Like tomorrow, we will try to complete whatever it is there, and otherwise next Saturday.
okay. Yeah, she so I'm just waiting for my approval for the account. I think that's what it is, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So some exam strategy and all we will discuss on Saturday. So it would be like easy for you. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's meet
All right.
tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.